One of the most common questions we get is, do I have to go to my VA C&P or Comp and Pen exam? And the answer is yes, usually. So, as you may know, as part of the process where the VA determines both service connection and or severity of a condition, the VA will order a number of Comp and Pen, Compensation and Pension, or C&P exams. Again, they're known by many different terms. And it's usually done by a contractor that the VA has hired to conduct these assessments. And what will happen is that the VA will send the exam request to the contractor, and the contractor will reach out to you, the veteran, to figure out when to schedule it. And they tend to do this on short timelines. Usually about a week is when they want to do the exam because the contractor's under pressure to return those exam results back to the VA as quickly as possible. I know what the regulations say, and I know what the law says about C&P exams. It says if there's not enough evidence in the file to make a decision, then the VA has to order a C&P exam. The opposite of that must be true as well. Well, if there is enough evidence in the file, then the VA doesn't need a C&P exam. And yeah, that's technically what the law says. It does say that if there's enough evidence in the file to rate and grant service connection, the VA does not need to order an exam. But the reality is that the VA is always going to order an exam if they think that there's a possibility of service connection, because the VA has effectively outsourced a lot of this decision making to the contract examiners. Bottom line though, they also want to check for severity of the condition, which is very hard to do just reading a record because the records don't always show exactly what the rating criteria are. So yeah, some of these exams are necessary just to determine severity, just to determine how bad a condition is right then and there. If there's service connection issues, they have to determine that as well. I can tell you from experience, the VA is not going to determine service connection without some kind of exam. It's just unlikely to happen, even on presumptive conditions, because again, even with a presumptive condition, they need to determine what symptoms are related to that presumptive condition and how bad that presumptive condition is. Now, what if you present an independent medical opinion, like what's commonly known as a nexus letter that grants you service connection, and even came with a disability benefits questionnaire filled out by your primary care doctor that answers all of the questions needed to render a proper decision? Do you still have to attend the exam? Well, legally, maybe. And again, I am not telling you to skip your exams. I am not giving you legal advice. I should have said that to begin with. I am not giving you legal advice in this video. I'm not giving you advice on your particular situation. But if the VA thinks that you need an exam and you don't attend that exam, the VA is almost certainly going to pretty much automatically deny you. Whether it's legally right or wrong, well, that's a whole different story. But from a practical perspective is yes, even if you have an independent medical opinion with a privately completed DBQ, disability benefits questionnaire, that outlines all your symptoms, it's still, generally speaking, a good idea to go to that to go to that C&P exam, because again, if they mark you down as a no-show, the VA is most likely just going to reflexively deny your claim. And then you're stuck going to an appeal, higher level review, what have you. And it's not a position you necessarily want to be in. But here's the trick. If you have an independent medical exam, independent medical opinion, and a DBQ filled out by your own doctor, take it with you to the C&P exam and give it to the C&P examiner to review. They may like what's right on there and just confirm some things and send you on your merry way. It may provide them the source of the information they need to proceed on your particular disability. Don't just blow off a C&P exam. It doesn't help being indignant about the C&P exams. The VA is likely going to deny a claim even if there's enough evidence in the file if you just decide to blow off the C&P exam entirely. So the bottom line is yes. If the VA orders new C&P exams, the most likely and the best answer is yes, just go to them, get prepared, take whatever evidence you need with you to the exam in order to help the C&P examiner come to the conclusion that you want them to make based on the evidence in the file. Anyway, I hope that was helpful. If you've been denied, if you think your C&P exam went poorly and then you've been denied a claim or you've been underrated or what have you, reach out to us. Again, you only have a year to appeal your decisions. This is why we've got to move on these things quickly. With that said, I hope that was helpful, and until next time, take care.